Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading for the week beginning the 1st of June 2025. The energy around this reading is the Knight of Wands, which is all about friendships and is very Aquarian because Aquarius is all about community and friendships are very important to Aquarians. This could be a friend or a connection from the past coming back in, or it is a true friendship actually. Or it could also be talking about some sort of opportunity that you have thought about in the past and shelved, or it may be that you've applied for a job or something that you haven't heard from for a long time, and then you suddenly get an email out of the blue or a response. So, or that opportunity may be re-advertised and you apply again. Um, it's all sorts of things coming back in for you, but the truth of it, the absolute core of it all, is friendship. So it could be a good week for you. Let's have a look at things a little bit closer and see what else is coming up for you. Well, it looks like you're going to be working quite hard, Aquarius, because this is an increase in your workload, but in a way that you may be doing it slightly differently to how you've done it before. You have all the skill and knowledge that you need, and you may be looking at how to do this in a different way. This is also working for an organization that is good to its staff, good to the people it serves. And this brings about a sense of peace and contentment and happiness and balance in your life. You're coming to the end of a period of more intense worry or fear, which leads to much greater peace. So it's about listening to yourself and your own truth and honesty and integrity about what you need to do with your emotional health, your mental health, and bringing this about over a period of time. The card of Temperance, which is the card of Sagittarius, is about not going out on a limb. It's about balance and it's about learning patience. And that has something here to do with your emotional health. Both Aquarius and Sagittarius can be inclined to react quickly, and this is just learning how to gain that balance and know when is the right time to act and when is the time to wait. You have success on the path of your career is just a step on the path. There's continued success coming in, but things are starting to happen a lot more quickly here. And the things that you manifest may be appearing very quickly. So this is extremely positive. And there are people here who are from possibly different cultures, different, maybe from overseas, and not really talking about love. Some of you may have family members coming and going a bit, but men being prevalent in your life to do with your success. This is planting seeds for the long-term success. And the things that you think about now and in your area of expertise, the Hermit is your personal expertise, will grow. So it's time to get rid of the things that you don't want and plant the seeds of what you do want for the future. And this is to do with your home as well as your success. When we have cups and pentacles coming up together, it's also to do with family. You may also be looking at, if you work within a large organization, your role might be to do with change within that organization. Of course, Pluto has moved into Aquarius, and this represents, I always think the Tower is quite a card of Pluto, and it's not a negative thing. The power is a time for significant shifts where old structures are dismantled to make way for new beginnings. And it's a chance to break free from limiting beliefs or structures or situations. And yes, it brings about great personal growth, but you can step more into your authentic self. Some people say it's death of the ego, but this is you working within large organizations, those of you who do, for change. I know traditionally the tower is associated with Mars, but when these cards were designed, I think it was around the turn of the 20th century, Pluto hadn't been discovered. I think it was discovered in 1930, so I think it's much more Plutonic than Martian. They're also talking here about your intuition and allowing that to guide you. You may be juggling situations as well. And this could be to do with your work. But it's about the karmic wheel of your life is turning to the chapter where it's necessary for you to put yourself first and make yourself happy. It's not about serving other people. This is about what is genuine and what is authentic and what is right for yourself. And this could be some sort of change of perspective. The hangman is to do with looking at things from a different perspective, and you may have always looked to other people for confirmation of your validity or your for anything really, but this is about what is right for you. You do also have this connection with your work to do with your creativity, and of course Aquarians are often 30 years ahead of others to do with technology or thinking in creative ways. Even if it's scientific, you're more open to other ways of doing things. And this is to do with you connecting with your higher self, your conscious self, and your subconscious self. Balance to do with all three. And something Aquarians sometimes forget, Aquarians can work very hard, and this is indicated here, but it's necessary to look after the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body, the emotional body in equal measure. And then you have more energy. So you might feel like it's wasting time to meditate or walk in nature, but in actual fact, it brings about greater productivity. And that might be what this change they're talking about here is about. This is moving away from the way you were brought up, educated, the early part of your life, earlier relationships or whatever, and connecting more and more with your higher self and what you're here for. The Hierophant, or the Pope, as it's known in some decks, is about not having an intermediary between you and source energy. So it's about direct connection to source. And yes, you have the Nine of Wands here, but the Nine of Wands is the end of this fear, the end of this worry. And the Chariot is about flying higher. How can you fly higher? What do you need to fly higher? So we'll put some more cards down here. Well, the Queen of Cups is about the emotional self. And when you're an air sign, you live more in your thoughts. You're being asked here to connect with your heart. So to connect the mind with the heart. And also connect the masculine and feminine, or balance the masculine and feminine selves. Maybe do some sort of meditation to do with the Divine Mother and the Divine Father and balancing the two. You may be worrying that you can't see opportunities around you, or you can't see what's coming in, but this is an opportunity that is long term. It is to do with communication, and it's in the area of your expertise. It could even be connected to people overseas in some way, or in another country. And here's another card that people think is negative, but really it's about embracing your passion and pushing through challenges. It and so the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords are both cards that can symbolize you have opposition or competition in some way, but really the Five of Swords is about winning. This guy has all the swords. These people are walking away, but it's about how you win as well. So winning with grace. And this, yes, it can be competition, the Five of Wands, but you can learn from it, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to win the competition. So if there are people around you who are causing drama or who are blaming you for things when you really know in your heart this isn't your fault, I'd be spending less time with them. It could be someone who's a bit manipulative or sneaky or underhand. But you do have great victory over this. This also is talking about change to do with your work and not working in situations that are, you might have someone who's a bit of a narcissist as your boss, or some of these large organizations are almost psychopathic. So it is about moving away from those sorts of things, and we're building alternative structures of greater community, to do with community connection, and moving away from big government structures too. This is part of the astrology of the time. Many of you probably know about Pam Gregory. She's a brilliant astrologer, and she's on YouTube, and she talks about how what we're going through at the moment is very similar energy to the French Revolution, the American Revolution, that sort of energy where the people have had enough and they rose up. So, and it's all about community. There's other stuff going on as well. I'd highly recommend Pam Gregory. Let's have another look at this. So this also is about things from the past, but more to do with thought. This is the line of thought, and your wishes and hopes and dreams and what you're bringing in because of your thought. And here they're saying, this is around work and family. Where have you been happy in the past, and where haven't you been happy? And it's about changing this, shifting into the things that bring you happiness. The Ten of Cups is your wishes and hopes and dreams, and it's about starting to think about how you're going to bring in more of this. But also, again, when we get Pentacles and Cups together, it's about family, and the Six of Cups is coming and going, and people being in and out of your life, possibly people who are overseas. Yeah, there's opportunities here for success to do with your career. And the number of times this comes up, and this is especially beautiful with the Ace of Cups, the Magician and the High Priestess are coming up all the time together at the moment. And they are, the masculine and feminine equivalent of each other, to do with your higher self. It's to do with your connection to source. The High Priestess is about what is beyond the veil. What are we not being told? But also it's about your spirituality, your psychic ability. You are being asked to connect to source energy, which is unconditional love, and it is the highest vibration in the cosmos. The Magician is about alchemy, but it's also about your purpose, your karmic purpose, the reason you came to Earth. It's the card of the starseed, and it's about getting this. It may be a little bit of a tumultuous year, 2025, but it's about stepping more and more onto your authentic path and what you came here to do. And often that is to do with healing, teaching, advising, leading. It's often creative. And so these are actually very beautiful cards to come up. So if you are going through any sort of transformation or time where things are leaving your life, it's about not fighting it, allowing the flow, going with the flow, and it will be a lot easier. Connection to nature is coming up here, but also responsibility. This is working very hard and being responsible to do with your own wealth and bringing in your own success. You may be walking away from certain things or people and taking your knowledge and building something greater. And this might be something that you feel is the right time for now. And you may be walking towards some sort of golden opportunity. So it's extremely positive around career. But it's about not hanging on to something that's outmoded or needs to leave your life. And it's about, this is the card for Aquarius, the star. And it's about having hope and positivity. The sun is an extremely positive card. Both these cards are incredibly positive, and together they're even more positive. So the sun is about what appears to be luck in your life. It's not really luck, it's that you're prepared and that you have success on your path here. But it's to do with you really listening to yourself and your truth. And being honest, being really honest with yourself. The devil is fear. Of course, fear blocks us from moving ahead, and there are all sorts of ways to overcome fear. I'm always talking about things like breath work or EMDR, rapid eye technology, meditation, emotional mental detoxes, these sorts of things really help us to be able to move past that block of fear and into the growth and the success that is indicated here. The emotional lesson is to do with manifestation. They're saying here, the world is your oyster. What do you want? The Nine of Swords can mean just get out of bed. And that may be, when you're really depressed and you just can't be bothered doing anything, but taking those steps. And this is similar. The emotional lesson is about you creating what you want in your life and through your passion, the Eight of Wands, and getting organized, being really organized, having some sort of plan and routine and structure in your life. And self-love is the key. You do have very good minds, Aquarius, and you think very quickly, but this is a combination of your more scientific, analytical mind connecting with your creativity and getting them to work together. Of course, the Emperor is about leadership, and when we get the Three of Swords to do, this is saying, possibly you don't realize that you have the ability to be a leader or how far you can go. Of course, we have to learn the skills along the way, but they're saying you have skill and knowledge. This, when the devil comes up next to the Seven of Pentacles, it can mean that you are a bit of a workaholic. So that's where this balance comes in, taking time out to rest or have fun. And this is about actually doing the things that you think about. You may have many ideas, but they're saying bring one or two of them into your life and start on this and overcome the fear. Just one step at a time. That's what the star is about. It's about having goals, having a goal, reaching that goal, seeing the next goal, having things methodically, one after another. Oh, two cards of marriage here. Both the Hierophant and the Four of Wands are about marriage. I find these days the Four of Wands can be just commitment, but the Hierophant is actually some sort of ceremony. So this is really talking about marriage and more contentment and happiness to do with love. Well, the contentment and happiness coming back into your life to do with love. So that's nice. Of course, no one can give us love. Love just is. No one can take love away from us. And the key to connecting to source energy and to love is meditation. They're saying make the time, put yourself first, make the time to cut off from the monkey mind and find that peace, that sense of stillness, the space between thoughts. It's just a decision to do this. And yeah, you may have put it off, but I always meditate every day. So I really, really strongly advise people to meditate daily, especially at the moment with so much going on. So let's have a look at, we got these beautiful cards together, the High Priestess, the Magician, and the Ace of Cups. So these are the Starseed cards. We'll put a card here to see what the message from the Starseeds is. Oh, the Void. Stop. Embrace winter. Great cosmic womb. The Void is about, well, yesterday when I was doing readings, I have two crows that come and I feed them. And one of them called me downstairs because there was food, but he just wouldn't stop cawing and it was really loud when I was doing a reading. So I went down and talked to him. Then I came back and did another reading and this card came up. And crows represent the void. It's the collective unconscious, and it's about where you plant your seeds. So it fits very much with this new beginning that we had over here, or planting seeds for the long-term future, which, by the way, may have some sort of opposition to them. I keep them to myself. It's good to plant the seeds and let them grow before you share them with other people. But the void, it's also that sense of stillness that I was talking about here with meditation, the space between thoughts. It's also coming up for winter here in Australia, actually. The 1st of June, I'm doing this reading a little bit earlier, but the 1st of June is the first day of winter in Australia, so that's quite appropriate as well. So let's have another look. One of the emotional lessons that came up that you're going through, or the main emotional lesson, is around manifestation. This is about doing something every day or in a routine to do with manifestation. And affirmations, if you do them 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night in the present tense, and do them faithfully, you start to get what you want. You visualize what you want and you say your affirmations. But let's see what, these are the Ask and It Is Given cards, which are from Abraham Hicks. All that is benefiting from my existence. No matter what has caused your unique point of view to come about, it has come about. That's very Aquarian. You do exist. You are thinking. You are perceiving. You are asking. And you are being answered. And all that is benefiting from your existence and from your point of view. So that is also more, I mean, yes, it is about manifesting, but it's more of an confirmation of who you are on a soul level. And some people, their sole purpose is just to be. They may just help raise the vibration of the people around them just by being in their presence. So that could be you. These are some new cards called the Dream Song Oracle, and they only came out a couple of weeks ago. They're so beautiful. Leap like you meant it. This is about having that passion and being wild and free. She looks very wild and free, and the positive meaning of the devil is take your chains off and run free through the forest. So I think she is running free through the forest. And speaking of freedom in the forest, these are the Earth Song Oracle cards. Diversity, motherhood, nourishment. You have a safe and beautiful home. So home is coming up as important, but also this fits with connecting to the Divine Mother. You can do that in meditation. Just ask to connect to the Divine Mother and the Divine Father. The Divine Mother is the one who loves you, who nurtures you, who holds you. She's always there for you. She always loves you unconditionally. The Divine Father is the one who, he has the sword in his hand and he's saying, don't you touch my child. I'll defend them. And he's also the one who provides for us. So, and now I think we'll just do one more card here. The World. Well, that came up with travel and was over here. There could be some travel coming up for you. I'll just confirm that. Persevere and you will overcome problems. And new home, new attitude. I didn't really see a move here, but you may be thinking about a new home, or this might be one of your wishes and hopes and dreams. And keep going. You'll get what you want. So, I mean, there are some really lovely cards here, Aquarius. This is about you stepping really into your powerful, authentic self. And self-love is the key. So thank you, and I'll see you next week. God bless. Bye.